So Nick, kind of a disappointing night last night, of course, for a lot of the key players, including yourself. So tonight it just seemed like a real determination, but talk about your mentality tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't get any worse than last night. Personally, I thought that was one of the worst games I've played. At BU, just nothing was going right. No matter how hard we worked, we just couldn't really click. So it was good to come back tonight. Everyone was focused. We were all pretty confident that we'd be able to come back and have a good night, and we were able to do that.
And the coach talked a little bit about sort of a.
These guys shuffle in.
Coach talked whenever he was in here about a sort of the Jekyll and Hyde personality you guys have had, the last 3 days at least. Good games Friday, Sunday, and struggling on Saturday. Well, do you have some sort of theory on what sort of accounted for that? Is it just hoping to wrap things up on a Saturday night? What is that?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's something that has happened the last 4 years for all the senior class. Every year they've played. Every year we've played. Me and Shaddy. It's been. Against Lowell, we lose the Saturday, win on Sunday last year against Maine. So I really don't know how to explain it, but it definitely happens, and I'm just glad that we win the Friday game, so when we lose that Saturday game, we're not going home, and we have a chance to come back on Sunday, get the win.
Nick, can you just talk about your goal? Looked like you guys had on the delayed penalty, and then gets waved off, you come right back and score.
Yeah, I mean, they really frustrated us yesterday, so we were just trying a couple new looks. Shaddy made a good play to get the puck deep, and Vinny drew a guy and got it to me, and I knew that guy was the net guy, so I knew that was open, and I went, and the puck just bounced and sat there, and I was able just to whack it back in.
Kieran, can you talk about getting a shutout to end your season? You kind of had an up and down season following last season. What's it like this weekend to really have a good weekend?
Oh, it's nice. I mean, obviously this year has been a little tough, but everyone knows that the playoffs are the most important time of the year, and it's good to see that the team played really well today and helped me out and made sure I got that shutout. And anything can happen from here on in, and hopefully I can keep rolling, the team will keep rolling, and we can make this kind of tough year into success.
Is it frustrating to be playing as well as you sort of have been the whole second half and not get that shutout? Is that something you think about, or is it just kind of if it happens, great, but if not?
Yeah, I mean, shutouts are shutouts. They happen. It's more, I feel like shutouts based on how well your team plays. You can't really dictate not letting in a goal. Bounces happen. Rebounds happen. It's up to your teammates to help you out and lift sticks and box out guys. And today they did that for me, and it gave us the win.
Kevin, Merrimack came in with the third-ranked power play in the country. You guys held them to just one power play goal in the weekend. Can you talk about that?
Well, obviously they're very effective on the power play, and they have some big weapons on their unit. And I think we did a great job at shutting down DaCosta and limiting his shots, and we just did a great job of taking away their passing lanes. They like to hit the seams a lot, and we just did a great job with our sticks and being in the right position all the time.
Kevin, it's been a real roller coaster this year, but last night, as I asked Coach Parker, was the last game you guys can afford to lose this year. And I asked him what he was going to do about it, and he said he didn't have an answer. It was up to the captains and seniors. So being the captain, what's your game plan?
Well, I think tonight was just a great showing of how we can play under pressure, and when it comes down to having the possibility of it being our last game of the year, we really performed tonight. We played great from the net out, and I think it definitely all starts with Kieran and really just builds our confidence as a team. And when we get those one or two big saves early, it really just gets us fired up and has us going in the right direction. And luckily we get some bounces and the puck goes in for us. That's kind of just the way it's been going for us this weekend.
But moving forward, are you going to be? I can't imagine you're going to be relying on that big save early in a game. It sounds like.
No. I mean, you always want to be as tight as possible, defensively, but I think that aspect of it is just a great example of everyone stepping up and performing in their role, and that's what you need to do in elimination games. And like you said, we can't afford a loss now, so everyone's going to give it their all.
Yeah, but can you kind of talk about Zach and who kind of does what he's supposed to? Don't really ever pay attention to him. It seems like Zach is really coming into kind of that role as a power forward in this team.
Well, yeah, I think Luke is definitely overlooked a lot. He's a great face-off guy for us, and he's always in those big pressure positions or situations on the ice when we need a win. And he does a great job on the penalty kill for us. And a lot of guys will look at him, as a leader in that way. And I think Zach, with him, he saw how effective he was last year and what he needs to do to be a great player with his big size. And when he does that, he's he's a pretty big force on our team.
After all the struggles in the fall, if you guys can win 2 games at this point, a Hockey East championship and a national tournament bid, we'd say it's a good year. After all that, that's a pretty big carrot, I guess, for you guys at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 36 games or whatever, some amount of money we've played are over, and they don't mean a thing right now. I think CK said Maine won, so we're going to play Maine.
Maine won?
So it'll be a great game. We're not going to overlook them, and we're just going to come to the rink ready to practice all week, and then get ready to play on Friday.
I guess for any of you, can you just talk about guys battling through injuries this week? Gilroy got cut. I saw Colby, Chason, and Warsawski all leave for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's just the way it kind of falls in the playoffs. Everyone seems to be getting banged up here and there, and when you play a physical team like Merrimack, there's obviously going to be some nagging injuries. But we just have to keep fighting through it and know when to rest this week. And if guys are hurt, not to push it, and just make sure we put ourselves in the best position and we're feeling our best on Friday.
Kevin, obviously a different team from last year, but at this point in the season, looking back to where you were last year and at this point now, is the team where it needs to be attitude-wise, looseness-wise, kind of being in the right, frame of mind, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I was talking to our trainer Larry before the game, and he was asking how the team felt, and everyone was relaxed, but they weren't too relaxed in the locker room, and everyone came to the rink with the mindset that we had to win, and we knew what each individual had to do to win. And looking back at last year, I think our attitude is very similar to the way we played. And we were in the same position last year on Sunday, fighting to make it to the Garden. So it's we're putting ourselves in a great position for Friday if we just keep on the right track.
Do you guys feel a difference in tonight's game scoring the first one as opposed to the last 2 nights having to come back?
I guess so. It's always nice getting the early lead, but at the same time, it's a 60-minute game. You can't really rely on getting a shutout and winning 1-0. It's not exactly going to happen every game. I don't know. I mean, it's always nice being ahead, but you have to keep battling. Coming from behind is a little tougher, but it's part of the game. And obviously, we're going to try and get the first goal from now on. But whatever happens, happens. The end result's all that matters.
Speaking of having the lead, this is the first time you guys led after 2 periods in 10 games. So I'm just talk about finally holding that late lead.
No, I mean, I think it's obviously very important to us because I think we've been playing really well down the stretch in the 3rd period, whether it's been tied or coming from behind or being in the lead. We've really taken care of the puck, and it's just we've been doing a great job at really not so much as sitting on the lead, but taking care of the little things and making the smarter plays rather than going for a high risk play.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.